Have you ever felt naive? Like you are always one step behind everyone else? Like your decency and kindness are, in reality, your greatest weaknesses? The truth is brutal and undeniable. The world outside does not reward your good intentions. It rewards cunning. It rewards calculated action. It rewards those who know how to play the game of power. While you strive to be fair, someone else is being Machiavellian. While you seek morality, someone is seeking victory. Machiavelli uncovered this dark truth more than 500 years ago, and his lessons have not aged. On the contrary, today, you are going to learn the 7 cruel and ruthless laws that separate the naive from the strategists. These are the laws that transform ordinary people into dangerously intelligent minds. The game is about to change forever. This is not a video about morality. This is a video about power. The most fatal mistake is not being good. The mistake is being good and not knowing when to stop being good. Machiavelli, with his book The Prince, gave us the secret manual that the most powerful people on the planet use. And the greatest lesson of all is that success demands you look at reality with the coldness of a surgeon, without being carried away by emotions or illusions. Every day, in every negotiation, in every conversation, someone is using these rules against you. In your career, in your family, in your relationships. This video is your manual for defense, and for offense, if you dare. We are going to dive into the 7 rules that will rewrite your way of thinking, your strategy, and your capacity for influence. But stay until the very end. The most dangerous piece of information is reserved for Law of Rewind 7. It is the one that defines a master of their own destiny, sealing the failure of those who ignore it. Law Re-1. The rule of total simulation. The first and most essential Machiavellian rule is, never show your true intentions. Machiavelli said that men are so simple and so obedient to immediate necessity that the deceiver will always find someone who allows themselves to be deceived. In practice, the dangerously intelligent person masters the art of total simulation. You do not need to be good, honorable, or pious. You need to appear good, honorable, and pious. This is the cover that disarms your rivals, grants you access to circles of trust, and allows you to move without being noticed. Think of public figures or leaders of large corporations. They talk relentlessly about culture, values, and purpose. They project an image of benevolence. But behind closed doors, they are making cold, impersonal decisions, laying off hundreds, cutting costs, aiming solely for profit or the stability of their own power. The public sees the smile and the inspiring discourse. The truth, however, is that kindness is just a marketing tool, a strategic investment. The strategist never reveals their hand. Their moves are always interpreted as accidents, necessity, or errors, never as part of a long-term master plan. True power does not lie in possessing visible brute force, but in having strength without the enemy knowing its exact source or its final purpose. It is like having an invisible army working for you. The ruthless application. Create a public persona that is agreeable and predictable. Let people underestimate your ambition, your intellect, and your capacity to react. Use this mask of predictability and gentleness to prepare the strike that no one is expecting. Your reputation is your first line of defense, and a reputation for innocence is the best camouflage you can possess. Law No. 2, the power of swift terror. This is one of Machiavelli's most famous and brutal lessons. It is better to be feared than loved. Love, he says, is held by a bond of obligation which, because men are naturally wicked, is broken whenever it suits their selfish advantage. Fear, on the other hand, is maintained by a dread of punishment that never leaves you. Fear is the most potent stabilizing agent that exists, but there is a crucial detail that differentiates the strategist from the tyrant. Cruelty must be used, but it must be used swiftly and concentratedly. When the prince needs to take a harsh measure, be it a team cut, the elimination of a rival, or the imposition of a strict new rule, he must do it all at once, in the shortest possible time. Why? Because people revolt against pain, but if you prolong the pain, they have time to organize, build resentment, and plan their revenge. Concentrated pain is shocking, but is soon forgotten. It is the fear of a sudden repetition that guarantees future obedience. Slow, gradual, and constant cruelty is what leads to downfall. It is the psychological torture of uncertainties and small cuts that generates lasting and justifiable hatred. If you have to be cruel, be ruthless to achieve your objective, but be brief so that rancor does not take root. The ruthless application. If a difficult change is inevitable for your victory, do not drag it out piece by piece. Do not negotiate the pain. Make the cut clean and all at once, absorbing the immediate impact. Then, immediately begin distributing the benefits and showing mercy. People will remember the mercy that followed, not the cruelty that passed quickly. Law number 3, use others as shields. The strategist must never be the executioner. Law number 3 states, delegate cruelty and reserve generosity only for yourself. Whether you are a leader, a team manager, or an influencer in a social circle, the Machiavellian mind understands the principle of transferable blame. All actions that generate hatred, resentment, or pain must be delegated to an agent, a minister, or an intermediary. If the agent is successful, you reward them. But if they fail, or if the public hates them for the act, you eliminate them, publicly condemn them, and claim the applause for having corrected the injustice. You emerge as the savior, the just one, the one who imposed order and morality. Conversely, all generosity, all forgiveness, all good news, and all rewards must come directly from you. You, and only you, are the source of happiness, promotion, and bonuses. By separating the power of benevolence from the power of punishment, you ensure that people see you as the source of all good, while evil is always the fault of an incompetent or traitorous subordinate. The ruthless application. Do you need to fire or reprimand someone? Do not do it personally. Send HR or the supervisor to absorb the hatred. Do you need to give a bonus, a raise, or a crucial compliment? Call the person into your office, deliver it personally, and make sure they understand that the benevolence came from your sole and exclusive decision. The public perception of your character must be immaculate, while your agents carry the emotional dirt. Law, therefore, the art of promise and breaking attention. If you want to stop being naive and master the game, Law 4 is the most crucial, and the powerful use to control your mind and the market. A promise is not an obligation, it is a tactic for advancement. Machiavelli was direct. The prudent prince cannot and should not keep his word when it turns into a disadvantage and the situation demands otherwise. He must be a master of the excuse, a master of changing course and justifying the breach of contract with expertise. He said, if all men were good, this rule would be terrible and unnecessary. But since they are wicked and will not keep their word to you, you do not need to keep your word to them. The grand play. Most people judge by appearance, not by the essence of the facts. What matters is not that you break the promise, but that you always have a grand, plausible, and emotionally convincing justification for doing so. You did not break the promise out of greed, but for the group's security, for the integrity of the project, or due to an unexpected crisis that put everyone at risk. Your primary commitment must be to your own power and survival, not to mere words or contracts. Honor is a powerful tool that should be used and discarded when it becomes a restraint. Use it when it is convenient. Discard it when it is a burden. The ruthless application. If promising something gives you a tactical advantage, access, time, cooperation, promise with total conviction. If halfway through you find a better, more lucrative, or safer route to your final goal, quietly deviate from the original course. If confronted, argue that circumstances have changed unpredictably and that you acted for a greater good or to prevent an even greater harm that would affect everyone. Your reputation as a man of his word is less valuable than your survival and your ultimate result. Law number 5. Arm your weaker rivals. This is the law of the patient strategist, the game of the balance of power. Machiavelli taught how to deal with threats not just by crushing them by force, but also by using them indirectly. The lesson is simple but profound. Never eliminate all your rivals. You must identify your mid-level enemies and your weaker enemies. And you must use the weak to weaken the strong. If you have a powerful rival threatening you, it is much smarter to arm, support, and even finance their rival. You do not need to get your hands dirty fighting a high-risk battle yourself. You just need to ensure that your two biggest problems are busy destroying each other, draining their resources. This applies to politics, warfare, and the market. If one company dominates the market, your main rival, finance or support the smaller startups that annoy them. Keep your rivals busy looking sideways, downwards, or backward instead of looking at you. The ruthless application. Maintain a strategic balance of tensions around you. Do not allow a single rival to accumulate total and unquestionable power. Create small pockets of opposition that the strong rival will need to contain, bleeding their resources, attention, and reputation. While they are distracted by the smaller war you funded, you advance discreetly in the main territory, becoming a threat in a silent and efficient manner. Law number 6. The paradox of liberality. Be frugal. Law number 6 goes against everything we are taught about modern leadership and popularity. Being constantly generous leads to ruin. In Machiavelli's cold view, the reputation of being liberal or generous forces you to be always generous. And to maintain this reputation, you will be forced to deplete your resources, burden your subjects or employees with demands, and ultimately generate the hatred of everyone for being the cause of their financial difficulties. You do not want a reputation for generosity. You want a reputation for frugality, of being someone economical and cautious with spending. Why? Because frugality allows you to accumulate resources and, in times of crisis, make a grand donation or grant an unexpected benefit using the money you saved. Your act of liberality will be seen as a genuine gift, as a sacrifice, and not as an obligation. Constant generosity eventually comes to be seen as a right. Frugality, however, which allows you to be generous at strategic moments, guarantees you deep loyalty and gratitude. The ruthless application. Never spend your capital, be it financial or influential, to maintain a superficial image. Save it. Be known for being difficult to convince to spend and rigorous with budgets. When the crisis comes and everyone is in trouble, use your reserve to save the day and reap the rewards of gratitude. The misery generated by the necessity of being constantly generous is far worse than the initial reputation of being cautious. Law number 7. Never be neutral. We arrive at law number 7, the golden rule that separates the professional player from the amateur. The strategist can never afford the luxury of neutrality. When two neighbors, two power groups, or two factions are in conflict, neutrality seems like the safest and least risky option. But Machiavelli warns, neutrality is the quickest path to disaster and extinction. If you remain neutral, the winner of the war will always see you as a target. You will be a potential risk who refuse to help them in their time of need. You will have the gratitude of neither side, and the winner will feel fully justified in conquering or destroying you. You must always take a side, and you must take the side that, in your cold and strategic assessment, has the highest probability of winning. By taking a side, you transform a potential enemy into a grateful ally. Even if you lose, you will have the gratitude of the side you fought with, and they may grant you refuge, assistance, and a chance to return. But neutrality? It guarantees you the contempt and hostility of both sides. The ruthless application. In the world of business and social politics, this means you must align yourself with the trends, projects, or people that are visibly on the rise. If there is an internal dispute within a company, you must align yourself with the side that has the greatest firepower. The risk of being defeated is smaller than the certainty of being forgotten and trampled by the winner of a conflict you refuse to participate in. Be an active player, not a passive spectator waiting to be swallowed whole. These are the 7 ruthless laws of Machiavelli. They are not a moral code. They are a manual for war for life. They teach that naivety is the price the weak pay for refusing to see reality as it truly is. The world is a game of chess in constant motion, and starting today, you have the rules to stop being a pawn. Information is power. But information that the majority does not have is absolute power. If you felt uncomfortable or confronted by any of these laws, it means you are on the right path. You are questioning the comfort of illusion and accepting the truth of power. This channel is a refuge for those who seek strategic truth and cold intelligence, without empty moralizing. If this video has opened your eyes to the true nature of power, smash the like button now so that this message reaches others who need strategy. And to continue receiving the knowledge that other channels are afraid to give you, subscribe and turn on notifications. Which of the 7 laws of Machiavelli will you apply first to change your game? Leave your comment and prove you are no longer naive.